welcome back to an episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Always on. Alex, we got Chris, we got Adam down there.
I keep thinking.
I keep thinking. I say Adam when I introduce myself because I'm usually just kicking you to my right first. Yeah. But no, Keith's out and about doing his own thing. He has some stuff come up tonight, so it's just us three. We're hanging out. We're going to talk a little bit about the NHL as the Stanley Cup. At the time that we're recording this video, Stanley Cup should be starting tomorrow. So we're going to dive into that. But before we do that, if you don't mind just interacting with our channel a little bit, if you can, subscribe, please, and then like the video and drop some comments, talk some NHL smack down there in the bottom of this video. Represent your team, give us your odds, give your predictions what's going to happen in the Stanley Cup Final. But anyway, let's jump right into it. The Stanley Cup Final is set. We've got Lord Stanley up for grabs, and it is the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers coming into the Stanley Cup as the lowest team ranked in the playoffs this year. They had the lowest points out of all the playoff teams, so should not be there whatsoever.
I'm glad
they had a great run though through Boston and the Carolina Hurricanes. Phenomenal. They did to beat Toronto as well, but not that big of a deal on that one.
Let's be honest, Toronto should have been out first round.
Look, yo, bashing Toronto. The Canes are freaking Hurricanes. Always blow it in the playoffs. If I'm gonna have faith in anybody to not get there, it's the Hurricanes.
It's gone from how did Florida beat the Bruins to how did the Bruins win 3 games against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that wrong. But yeah, so it's gone from how did Florida beat the Bruins to how did the Bruins even win 3 games against the Panthers. Florida's just on a run right now. They're clicking. They've got over 19 or 20 players, I can't remember exactly, that have scored at least 1 goal in the playoffs, which is huge. I was looking at the stat earlier of the teams that have done that, were teams that have gone on these runs and have won the Stanley Cup. They were comparing them to teams like that. So I think the real key to the success in Florida is everyone is doing their part. Everyone is pulling some weight. They are getting shots on net, getting pucks in the net. And then their goalie was just, at one point in time in the Carolina series, he had stopped 120 consecutive shots or some shit like that. It was insane.
Having himself.
He has gotten hot at the right fucking time. The Panthers have gotten hot at the right time. Vegas, of course, has just been a great team to watch in the playoffs.
Is that Phil Kessel?
Yeah, Phil Kessel from the Penguins. Yep, he's actually from all over the place. But yeah, that is Phil Kessel. Vegas has been playing phenomenal too. Really excited to see the expansion team, one of the newer expansion teams, back in the finals. They're going to do some great things. They are the favorite right now, and in my opinion, they are the heavyweight of this matchup. But I just think Florida is dangerous just because at this point in time, those guys have just got to be having fun with it.
Oh, you would think.
They
didn't think they'd be playing.
They're fully expecting, I think in their mind, hopefully they've got the mindset of, we have no business being here, so let's go out there and be dangerous.
Absolutely.
Just playing with house money.
Yeah, playing with house money at this point in time. You've far exceeded expectations, and now you've got a chance to actually grab the cup. Vegas has got to be prepared for them. Florida's just, I don't know. I don't know if they can match up well with the Knights, but I do think this game will go 7 games. The series will go 7 games.
Do you think this will be a shootout, or do you think it's going to be a battle of attrition? No, it's going to be 1-0, 2-0 games.
If Bobrovsky, I think it's Bobrovsky, but he said Florida Panthers goalie, his last name. If he plays the way he's been playing, I think this is going to be a game of attrition.
Just keep shooting. Because by the rules of probability, if I keep putting up pucks on net, one of them's got to go in.
Pull up. Let's see what his 2.21 right now, which is phenomenal. Save percentage of 9.935. Go to Vegas, see what they've got right now. I can't remember.
I actually feel like Vegas' goaltending has been pretty bad. I feel like their defense in general has been pretty bad this postseason. But
2.07, 0.9. It's about the same. I think Bobrovsky's got a little bit higher of a goal game average for goals, just barely. So if both of these goalies come out and it might be a battle of the netminders. Which one's gonna have the chink in their armor reveal itself first? I think I love hockey unlike baseball, watching a 0-0 hockey game
is intense
because you're just like, this shit's going to happen at any second.
It's a lot more exciting than a pitcher's duel, is what you
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially when it comes to the Stanley Cup, where when it gets to late in the third period and it's still goose eggs up there on that board, you just start seeing guys pulling shots from past the blue line.
Everybody's on pins and needles.
Oh, yeah. And they're starting to skate hard. They're skating faster. That's what I'm hoping for. I would love to see some games come out that are 1-0 or 1-1.
I would say 1-goal games.
1-goal games would be phenomenal.
Whether it's 4 goals apiece or if it's nothing,
As long as it's that's another thing about Vegas that I don't think I've actually seen Florida do is Vegas has had multiple games come out and just 3 goals in the first period or 3 goals in another period. They all of a sudden they'll get that one and all of a sudden it's just like, all right, we figured this out again, and they just bam, 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 real quick.
Was it 6-game series against Dallas?
Yes, right? Yeah.
So games 5 and 6, I remember Tony. I was watching Vegas play. It was nothing. 16 minutes left in the period. I turned back and it was 13 minutes left in the period. It was 3-0. I was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And I was like, how?
Yeah.
I was like, I turned down to take 3 bites of my middle and looked back up at the TV.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Game 6 was very much like that, where they got up 3-0 in the first. The final score being 6-0, which at a certain point in time, that's just I attribute that to Dallas just being like, okay, let's just let this clock run, dude.
They were booking vacations while back on the bench. The
goalie was just sitting there, just like, I have to be here right now.
Was it Ottenberger or whatever?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
After the fourth one, Ottenberger was like, hey, coach.
Yeah, let's get this bullpen going.
I need to get out of here.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping for a game of a series of attrition. Just who's going to slip up first.
I'm curious about that because I was thinking the same thing. I was going to ask him that when you were thinking for me the perspective of the postseason so far for these two teams has Florida has won close games in a low scoring fashion. Vegas has had moments where they've had to win 6-4.
They've had to score a lot, but they've also
given up. Yeah, and so
4 goals a game.
That's kind of my opinion. I think that's probably the telltale sign of how this series probably ends up going. Is it close games? If so, Florida's got a chance. If Vegas comes out and scores, 3 goals in a second period again, it might it might be over for Florida.
Yeah,
but
I haven't seen Florida have to come back from a deficit like that.
A multiple goal.
And it's. I said earlier in this video that I don't know if Florida's going to match up well with Vegas, but I don't know. The more I'm analyzing this, I just think they're going to match up perfectly fine. It's Florida, but the way they've been playing, you're talking about how the games coming out of the Eastern and Western Conference, especially the finals of each conference, have been different. Where Vegas and Dallas, like you said, huge scoring games, big pendulum swings, or they had the 1 overtime game, but you're talking about Vegas and Carolina who went to the 4 overtimes. It set a record for how long a hockey game lasts. Florida and Carolina. Sorry if I misspoke, but you're talking about a war of attrition that we're talking about. These guys skated a whole extra hockey game plus another period.
Yeah.
Well, and just to finally wait for that final golden goal to come through.
Started in 40 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a 6-hour game.
Okay.
So fans were in the building for 6 hours. They stopped selling beer at the very beginning of the third period. Of their original the original three. So
concession
they had videos of fans asleep. There was a video of the coach. We could see one fan pull out some of the white powdered booger sugar to wake himself up. That was a fan, not a player or coach.
What about the guy doing smelling salts under his eyes? Did y'all see that video?
No, I haven't seen that. Is his eyes going?
They're just passing it around a little Gatorade cup too.
Yeah, I think there was a guy from the Florida. He did it under his nose and then he moved it under his eyes. I was like, whoa, he's really trying to get himself.
He's really trying to get himself going. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we might. I think there's a real chance that we might be surprised and see Florida walk away with this cup.
But does this Florida team remind you a little bit of the Habs a couple years ago when there was nobody talking about them, last seed to get in?
2 years ago with Calgary?
2 or 3 years ago.
I know.
I can't remember, not the Flames. It's when they went on that run.
Yeah, but then they got absolutely stomped in the finals versus
conference finals.
No, it was the Stanley Cup versus Tampa.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
Or no, you're right. It was the conference finals
against the
Tampa,
Avalanche.
wasn't it? No.
I thought it was the year they got.
Confused now.
I thought it was the year they got beat by Colorado, and then Colorado got
No,
beat
it's Colorado went last year. But anyways,
Yeah.
I think Florida.
You don't think Florida's going to be like that, where they make this magic run, get to the finals, and they get stomped in 4 games?
No, there's no shot Florida's getting swept. Zero shot. I would put money on that right now. Sign, seal, and deliver that to Vegas. Florida not getting swept. I'd be more surprised by Florida getting swept if they were to go out and sweep Vegas. Like if they swept Vegas, I'd be like Florida. But if Florida got swept, I'd be mind blown. Yeah, it was Montreal versus Montreal versus Tampa in the finals. Yeah.
Sorry, they did win 1 game. Tampa won 4-1. But
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that magic run where they took out Toronto as a 1 seed.
Okay, well, let's be
4
honest.
seed.
Yeah.
So they took out
it
was a 4 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought this is where they met. Colorado was in the Western Conference.
You know what? I'm gonna say Panthers in 6, and they win it in Florida. I think they're not. I think they're the away team in the series.
They are.
Yeah. They say they win it home
Game
in
6.
6 in front of the fans.
Mm.
The good friend Alexa Glover down there, shout out to her. She's
a
week ago, she had already had all of her tickets to the home games for the finals.
I respect that.
Good for her.
I respect that.
Surprisingly, very affordable.
But we're also not gonna give her the luxury of not talking about how her favorite team, Boston, got beat by Florida in the first round.
So like
I the biggest blow up.
I remember texting her about it. She was actually at the game that Boston lost the series on, and it was that very last second shot with like a minute left. Fans just go silent. They're all standing up and just go dead silent. So it was one of those things. Like I reached out to her, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, "It sucks, but it's a little bit better since my new hometown team is Florida and they just won." Like she's had season tickets with them for the past couple of years, so like she's like it's a bittersweet scenario right now.
She was mad, but not really.
No, it kind of numbed the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's y'all's predictions on this? How do you think it's gonna go?
I'm gonna take Vegas in 6. You were talking really high of Vegas when we did our early projections. I mean, you talked high of Vegas when we did our way too early's a whole year ago.
Yeah.
And so. I'm a little surprised you're flipping, honestly. So
I just can't ignore the magical run that Florida's on right now.
Yeah.
If it was,
I want to see Vegas get their first cup. I think they're the better team. I'm going to take them in 6.
I'm going Florida in 7.
4 and 7.
I think they beat Vegas at home. Game 7.
I think the big reason for me is when I look at Vegas, I think that if there's a team that has to overcome 2 goals or 3 goals in any game, Vegas is the one of the 2 teams that has that ability to actually do it. So I also feel like Vegas has the ability to put themselves up 4 goals very quickly in a game or so. But we'll see. You're totally right. Maybe Florida's defense is exactly how it's been the whole rest of the postseason, and all of a sudden Vegas has to try and win a 2-1 game.
I'm gonna say whoever wins game 2 wins the series.
Okay.
How many overtime games do you think we see?
2.
2. I think we see 1.
I think
We see 1.
I think it gets done in regulation. All right. So then last scenario, how many last minute goals will there be?
Like a goal within
What do we define as last minute? What's your time span?
Literally in the last minute.
Oh, in the last 60 seconds of the game?
Yeah, like that's going to be your deciding goal, and it's within the last...
deciding goal or even like an empty netter?
Deciding goal is in...
Like it's either tying it up or you break the tie to win it.
Oh, 0.
It's happened for both these teams.
It has, but I got a feeling of 0 right here.
I'm going this 1.
I'm going to go with 1 as well. I think 1 will happen.
I think there's 1 deciding
goal.
Both
these teams have been playing that way to where just this kind of shit's going to happen.
A lucky bounce. And so
a lucky break, like you intercept something in the neutral zone, and all of a sudden you just got one-on-one with the goalie, like no other defender, nothing. Yeah. And you just happen to be in the right spot at the right time on, like you said, an unfortunate bounce or something. I think it's going to happen. I think there'll be at least 1. If not, there's going to be 1 where we're going to go, oh, and it just happens to miss. Like
it's going to hit post.
Yeah, you're going to hear that classic ting as it shoots off down the boards.
Yeah.
I think there's at least 1.
This, by the way, series doesn't start till Saturday. They did this perfectly. You got a Saturday night game. You got.
I thought they started Thursday.
Yeah, NBA starts Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you got Saturday.
Okay, so yeah, we got a couple of days from recording this.
Yeah, so.
So yeah, it's good. It's the 2 at Vegas, 2 at Florida, and then the 1-1-1 alternating.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hit us in the comments. Let us know who you think is winning the 2023 Stanley Cup. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.